Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I am your superintendent, and this is your weekly connection update. A few very important updates today. Quickly, we're going to go through some new developments when it comes to this pandemic, COVID-19. Make sure that all of our families are up to speed. Then we're going to go into a very important announcement, our 35th annual Jerry Star Sleepout. From there, we're going to give a little bit of information about recently we had snow day decisions that were made. And I just want to share with our public what goes into that. Then we're going to hit our school highlights, and then also we're going to finish off with our recognition for this week. So let's get going. First, new developments. Folks, let me first start by saying very clearly, nothing has changed at our school district level for how we're proceeding right now with COVID-19. So I want to be very clear about that. But there is some great hope on the horizon. For example, I just want to give you an example. We hear that contact tracing is now diminishing out in our general society. And it is starting a little bit to diminish within the schools. Now, what I mean by that is that the state has said that we're really not contact tracing, but we do still have to continue some of the procedures with contact tracing. So that's very confusing for all of our families. And I just want to demystify what it really means is we're continuing status quo right now as a district. We will continue to monitor all of our cases. We'll continue to make sure that we're notifying families of close contacts. And here's the great thing. If you're vaccinated and you're a close contact, you continue attending school. You're just monitoring for symptoms. Once you become symptomatic, that's a different story. Then you follow the protocols of isolation, getting in touch with your doctor. But if you're unvaccinated, instead of just having to quarantine, you can take advantage of our test to stay option that started this week, and it's been very successful. We've had families coming to Kenmore Middle School all week, and it has kept students in school. So I really want you to look at this chart. We had this chart in our connection last week. We brought this chart back again for this week. Really look at the connection, the written connection this week. Observe the chart, and it really defines for people, it demystifies who gets quarantined, who does not, how we proceed during this pandemic. But folks, I can tell you, I feel more optimistic than I've ever felt before. And I know that's weird because our cases are still high. But we had a meeting recently with the Erie County Department of Health. They have confirmed, the state has confirmed, cases are coming down. That is the light that we're looking for. And we know that hopefully things are, it's confusing when things change so rapidly, but it's also a great sign if things continue to change rapidly in a positive direction, and that's what I'm seeing for us. So really stay tuned to these new developments, and if anything changes from the time that we send out this connection, even throughout the week next week, we will absolutely update our families as soon as we have that information. So great job to all of our families and especially all of our schools for continuing to really understand how these modifications are taking place. The next announcement is a really great announcement. It is our 35th annual. Just think about that. For 35 years, we have had the annual ETC Jerry Star Sleepout here in Kenton. And what does that mean? We're excited to announce the 35th annual Jerry Star Kenton School Sleepout will take place Friday, February 4th behind the Hoover Complex. All donations, this is the great thing about it, will stay in the Kenton community and support two fantastic organizations that serve the needs of families, the Kenton Closet and the Family Support Center. This year's Sleepout will return right to Hoover Middle School, coming off of the Sheridan Drive entrance. The program will begin at 8 p.m. and everyone is welcome to attend. All those in attendance will receive a raffle ticket to win a beautiful Amish quilt that is generously donated for the event, and those who choose to sleep out will spend the night outside in refrigerator boxes to raise awareness about the struggles faced by the homeless and the importance of helping those in our community. This sleepout is organized by Educators Totally Committed, ETC, a group of retired Kenton School District teachers dedicated to inspiring students to help those in need. And folks, we know that all of these donations are going to the Kenton Closet, the Kenton Family Support Center. This event is what Kenton is all about. It is the giving, Sometimes it's a giving of time. Sometimes it's a giving of resources. But the giving of anything that we can give to each other and absolutely helping those in need. I know that's what Kenton meant to me as a kid. Mr. Starr, Jerry Starr, was one of the most impactful, influential educators in this district for me when I was a child, just like our Kenton educators are today. And that's what this event is about, giving back. So any way that you can assist, how to support the Sleepout, you could see right in the connection. You could donate online via our GoFundMe. Yeah, cash and checks can be made payable to the Kenton Schools ETC, and it's sent right there in the U.S. mail to Kenton Schools Sleepout, care of Kenmore West High School, 33 Highland Parkway, Buffalo, New York, 14223. You could drop off a donation in person right at the Sleepout. Monetary donations are accepted. Food, non-perishable food, personal care items, new and gently used clothing, and small furniture items. Everything is accepted. Remember, this is about giving back. Staff can also donate in a couple unique ways through our inter-office delivery system or given to your KTA Sleepout building representative. But folks, this is an annual event for 35 years because it is Kenton being at its best. So please help us out. This is a huge initiative. This is what reminds us what we are all about. Now our next section is Snow Day Decisions, and you'll see that title right inside the connection. Folks, I just want everyone to understand what goes into this because it's important. It's to inform our community of everything that goes into a decision such as whether to close schools in the event of inclement weather. This is one of the most challenging decisions a superintendent has to make, but it's important to understand that the safety of our students is paramount. School districts have a finite amount of emergency days in every school year calendar, and living in Western New York region, we know that how our seasons are unpredictable, especially our winter season. Factors in our decision making include snow accumulations, road conditions, wind chill, anticipated daytime snowfall, especially during arrival and dismissal times, and that list goes on and on. Anytime severe weather is forecasted, we are in constant communication with the National Weather Service, the Kenmore-Tonawanda Highway Department, our buildings and grounds and transportation staff, also anyone that is throughout our region making the similar decision. So you'll see additionally I remain in contact with regional superintendents to make the best informed decision possible. So folks, this past week when we still had school on Tuesday, that decision was made because we knew that we are ready to open those buildings. We know living in Buffalo that sometimes transportation can be a little dicey. We know we're going to face snow, but we are also looking at, can we safely have our kids move back and forth? And that's how we make those decisions. And we are confident in those decisions because of all the work that went in from our town folks. I know a lot of us really can sometimes take our services for granted. I will tell you, just take that day, that Tuesday as an example. I was driving around all the neighborhoods very, very early in the morning. And I will tell you that Kenmore-Tonawanda, the village of Kenmore, as of 4:30 a.m. that morning, were cleared. The streets were cleared, bar none, better than any of our neighbors. Not to put any of them down, I just know our systems, our services, led by our mayor, Meng, led by our supervisor, Mr. Eminger, absolutely the best, second to none of anyone around. And Tuesday was a perfect example. So thank you very much for all of those people within the town and village that worked to make things perfect for our kids to come into school. And a special appreciation I'll get to just in a minute about our own school staff. Next, you'll see our school highlights. And you'll notice this week we have a section on Holmes Elementary, Hoover Elementary, Holmes again, and Kenmore East High School that are highlighted in this week. Please pick up the connection and look at those highlights. Great things that are happening in our buildings. Finally, I want to close with this recognition. You heard me leading into it in this last section. During this winter storm recovery from all that snow we received on Monday, there was no one better around than our Kenton staff. The Kenton area was significantly impacted by the January 16th, 17th winter storm, which caused nearly 2 feet of snow to accumulate overnight. Preparing our buildings and buses for school to open on Tuesday, January 18th, was a monumental undertaking. Luckily, with no school Monday due to the Dr. Martin Luther King holiday, we had 24 hours to accomplish this monumental task, and I'll tell you, our people went to work. I would like to recognize those whose hard work made this possible. In our Buildings and Grounds Department, led by Director of Facility Tim Ames and Assistant Director John Willie, numerous staff were involved in clearing and salting our parking lots, driveways, sidewalks, and entrances. And folks, when you talk about that much snow, it was a monumental task. Moving it, hauling it away, just a great job by our B&G department. These staff members made sure to do whatever it took to make our facility safe for the return of students and staff on Tuesday. Also then, in our transportation department, led by Supervisor of Transportation James Nestico, our staff reported during that storm to ensure that all of our buses were ready to transport students on Tuesday. This included not only making sure that the equipment was ready to be used, but that also our buses could easily pull out of the parking lot for a very early transportation on Tuesday morning. And that's where we'll close today, folks. This storm, I think, really defined what Kenton is all about. That's why we're lucky to be in Kenton. We're always giving to each other. From I saw you early in the morning out as a community, helping each other, clearing your own driveway, clearing your neighbor's driveways. I saw our staff doing that early in the morning on Tuesday. And as we come into this wonderful weekend together, it signifies how we are always Kenton proud. We are always Kenton strong. We're always moving our community forward. Speaking of forward, let's really be excited this weekend as the Bills play on Sunday night, and hopefully they move forward into the next round. Have a wonderful weekend and stay warm.